individuals with CPTSD, the longing for deep relationships is actually partly grief looking for repair. If this is something that interests you, then please stay tuned to find out more. Now, if you are someone with CPTSD and you are looking to repair what you didn't get as a child, no person or relationship will be enough. You will have to do a lot of the repairing within yourself by gently giving your inner child the things that you didn't receive. This longing for deep relationships is actually a mixture of healthy human needs, attachment hunger, and unresolved grief from childhood. Now, I've also been here myself. One of the most common experiences amongst survivors of childhood relational trauma is an intense hunger for a relationship that finally feels deep enough, safe enough, or loving enough. And what we actually desire is a best friend who completely understands us, or a romantic partner that will never let us down. Or maybe it's a mentor who finally sees our worth. And if we can't get all of the above, we would at least like to be in a community where we feel that we truly belong. And while there is nothing wrong at all with wanting closeness, sometimes this longing is carrying something much, much deeper. Now, from a CPTSD perspective, many survivors are not only seeking connection in the present, they are actually still carrying all of the unmet needs from their past. They may have been the child who wasn't consistently comforted. They may be the child who wasn't protected. They may be the child who wasn't emotionally safe. Or they may have been the child who learned that their feelings were inconvenient or not allowed. So this child still longs for what was missing. So our nervous system unconsciously expects another person to provide us with what we never got in childhood. So we search for someone who will finally make all of the pain disappear. We search for something to heal this loneliness and this emptiness that we feel. We search for someone who will finally make the pain disappear, who will help us remove all of the shame that we carry, who will provide unconditional acceptance and love, and who will never leave us. But this is actually an impossible task to expect from another human being. It is a lot of pressure if we are with someone who also has their own struggles, who also may have their own trauma. So any relationship that we are going to get into is never gonna feel enough because our expectations are too high. And the reality is that even if we do find someone who is caring and who is supportive, after a while, that feeling of emptiness slowly starts to return. And this isn't because the relationship is bad, but it is because the wound that is activated is from the past. It has got nothing to do with the relationship itself. When there was deprivation of some kind in childhood, the longing for this almost has a bottomless quality to it. No amount of reassurance ever feels enough. No amount of love ever feels secure enough. No amount of validation lasts very long. And this is because the nervous system is trying to solve a childhood wound through present-day relationships. And unfortunately, this isn't usually enough. And what many survivors call this desire for a deep connection is actually sometimes what we call attachment hunger. And attachment hunger comes from the fact that this child's emotional needs were repeatedly unmet. And when this child becomes an adult, what we see is somebody who may become quickly attached to people, or who may feel devastated by any sort of distance or rejection. This could look like somebody who is constantly searching for the person in their life to make it all go away. And this can also look like someone who may idealize certain relationships and then actually feel disappointed. Now, to repair this emotional hunger, this unmet need of attachment, of acceptance, of love, the repair has to happen within the individual. And this doesn't mean that they don't need people and they don't need relationship. They do, because a lot of healing happens within relationships. And if you do have somebody stable and caring in your life, this will help a lot in your healing, because humans heal in connection to others. But the main part of healing happens when survivors slowly learn to provide themselves with experiences that they never received. So what does this look like? This looks like comforting yourself when you are distressed. This looks like validating your own emotions. This looks like developing self-trust and setting boundaries with others. It also means that you meet your own needs with compassion. You are going to be the parent to yourself that you never had. You are going to create safety for yourself. And if we think about internal family systems, the adult self begins caring for the wounded child parts. And the importance of processing grief, acknowledging that grief, allowing it to be there, really helps with your healing, with your recovery, because something does shift when you allow this to be present. And when you've expressed this grief enough, you will stop looking for the perfect relationships. You will stop expecting others to fill this emotional void left from your childhood. Instead, relationships will become places of sharing rather than repairing. Connection with others will become mutual rather than desperate. And these relationships will become more nourishing rather than consuming. These relationships will become more grounded rather than idealized. And the longing for connection may remain because, well, we are human. We long to connect with others, and that is a normal part of being a human being. But there will no longer be this desperation to connect. Healing in CPTSD survivors lies somewhere in the middle. We don't want someone to save us, and we don't want to be completely self-sufficient and keep people away from us. We need to have something in the middle. That is the end of the video today, everyone. I hope you found it helpful. And please don't forget, I am running a support group online for adult children of narcissistic parents. So if you want support, if you want to be part of a community that helps you heal, that helps you feel heard and understood, and less isolated, then please send me an email to courageisallyounneed@gmail.com. I'm also starting an online art therapy series, which starts on Friday the 3rd of July. And there will be 3 different sessions of 90 minutes each. It is a donation-only event. So all you need to do is make a small donation on buymeacoffee.com, which is in the flyers. This will be in my community postings, so please check out the flyers that I've uploaded and get in touch as soon as you can. Each of the art therapy online sessions I will be doing will be held over Google Meet. And there are 3 themes. The first one is called Creative Self-Care. The second one is called Creative Empowerment. And the third one is called Creative Safety. And we will use creativity to help us with self-care, with empowerment, and with feeling safe. So please get in touch. Don't forget, Friday the 3rd of July, 6 p.m. Central European Summertime, as I'm currently in Berlin. That is the end of the video, everyone. Thank you so much. And of course, if you have any questions or you are interested in coaching, please send me an email. Take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.